What you gonna do when they come for you? Work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. What you gonna do when they come for you? But I can't stand life without you. Listen. We here. We are here. I am sorry that I'm late, y'all. Can I just say today has been a day. Today has been a day. Okay, listen. Welcome, everybody. What's up? It is your girl, Bonnie Scotch. I am here to talk to y'all about this situation. It is so hard to work on days like this. Like, I feel like a lot of y'all know this, but I don't know if most of y'all know. I'm not a full-time content creator. I work a full-time job. And so I can't just like jump on the story as it happens. And it just be a lot going on between work, taking notes, watching the press conference, watching this person's commentary. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm just so disoriented by this news as well. Like, just everything around today has just been a lot. But thank y'all for joining me. Please hit the like button. I need y'all to hit that like button. Okay. Tonight needs to be the night that y'all hit it. Tonight. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Noel. Y'all, I'm getting a touch up. Listen, when I tell you this news threw a monkey wrench into my whole day. Like, y'all, first of all, I'm working on a commission, a Halloween piece, a crochet piece that I need to get out the door on Monday. I have to overnight this piece. Like, this just threw a monkey wrench into my whole day. I'm supposed to be getting a touch up later. My mom is doing my touch up on my roots. I'm getting a relaxer. Like, I'm like, y'all, hit the like button for me. We got stuff to discuss. Thank you, babies. Thank y'all. Welcome. Hey, Raina. No, you're not late. You are not late, Stowe. Listen, I've just been running my mouth for a little second. Hey, Ariel, my mod squad is in the building tonight, period, y'all. Where do we even start? I just feel like, okay, let me start at the beginning of my day, okay? I'm just on Instagram and I see this news. I can't remember where I saw it first, of Wendy and Eddie arrested on fraud charges. So of course I run to the TMZ link, and as soon as I like run to the TMZ link, just trying to get like, what? This doesn't make sense to me. Instagram notifications, boom, boom, boom. Bonnie, have you seen this? My bestie texts me. JC texts me. I'm like, so the original TMZ link, right? The original story. When I first read it, I was like, hold on. None of this is making sense. Y'all, at first I didn't believe it because I just felt like for Wendy to have this PhD and to come from the background that she does, right? She comes from a Nigerian family. You know, they are big on education, a certain type of pride for your name and carrying the family name in a certain way. So I wasn't quick to jump on it because the details that TMZ originally gave us seemed very nebulous to me. It was like fraud charges in excess of $300. I said, what do we mean by fraud? Are we talking about wire fraud? Is it insurance fraud? Is it more like, it's so many types of fraud out there? So I was just like, okay, hold on. My mind started racing. I immediately started going down this road of, okay, Happy Eddie's business. Why am I calling this man Happy Eddie? Eddie's business is doing well. Wendy is on TV bragging about how she is turning down jobs because the DRUG money is doing them so well. Y'all, I need y'all to hit that like button. I need y'all to run up them likes. I need y'all to run up them likes. Please. I don't ask y'all for money. I don't ask y'all for nothing but likes. Please run them likes up for me. Please. Moderators, can I get a like count? Like tonight needs to be the night, y'all. What was I saying? So I just didn't immediately believe this. I couldn't, because my thing was just like, and then my immediate thought too was the children. It was the kids. I was like, who has the kids? You know what I'm saying? And I just felt so bad because I'm like, hold on. They're doing very successful in their business, and then you hear about, oh my God, my friend actually texted me something about this. Hold on. Let me make sure that I have my shit straight, because we had this whole discussion, right? I'm running through like the possibilities, the scenarios. So she's saying, I'm sorry, y'all. It's just been so much. I'm sorry, y'all. She was just basically telling, oh, here it goes. That she has a friend, a family friend that opened a shop in LA like 8 years ago, and they were compliant and got arrested, and the business was shut down. Because I was thinking, okay, they definitely have some enemies. Like I just ran through all of these possibilities because I was sure that this could not be true. Right. And then more facts started coming out, and then TMZ updated the article link. And I said, and then court documents came out, and I said, and then the press conference, y'all want to watch did y'all see the press conference? Should we watch as a family? Like I'm just so all over the place, right? Let me take it from the tops. I got a super chat. Hold on, y'all. How stupid of them if true. Eddie can lose his law license and business license. Thank you so much for the super chat, Callie Steve. I really appreciate you. Like there's so much to this. There's so many layers, right? Because, okay, Eddie getting disbarred, losing his license. If you are a felon, you cannot sell ganj, period. Then Wendy talking about how she quit all of her jobs. There's another layer to that. Let me get into that really quick, because I saw this. Actually, my best friend sent this to me. This little blurb on Twitter where people are discussing, Wendy's time at Johns Hopkins, right? Because she was a professor. So anyway, somebody is saying, I actually don't think she left at her own volition. That John Hopkins disclaimer stemming from the Mia fight on season 6 probably put her on probation. And the email she sent resigning feels like it was just a storyline on the show. And then somebody else said she wasn't tenured. She was a visiting professor and she lied on TV. And Johns Hopkins told her to see herself out. Reddit has the details on her CV. Y'all, all of this is too much. Listen, let's actually get into like the charges really quick, because this is just so egregious. And I have so many thoughts. Let's just go ahead and look at this together. Okay. Thank y'all so much for joining. Once again, please go ahead and hit the like button. Thank y'all for joining. I really appreciate y'all so much. All right, so we're gonna, some of y'all didn't see the press conference. We're gonna go ahead and look at the press conference as a family, but let's go ahead and read this article really quick. I'm gonna share my screen with y'all. Monsieur Lord of its mercy. My God in heaven. Oh, why did I cancel that? My bad. I'm just all over the place today, y'all. Like, I had to rush on my lunch break to do my nails. Just a mess. Anyway, Real Housewives of Potomac star Wendy Osefo and her husband, Edward Eddie Osefo, were arrested for fraud, Page 6 can confirm. The Carroll County Sheriff's Office in Westminster, Maryland, tells Page 6 that the married couple was taken into custody Thursday. However, they are in the process of being released after placing a $50,000 bond each. Wendy, 41, is accused of insurance fraud, conspiracy to commit insurance fraud, and false statement to a police officer. Lord, and then the mug shots like really kill me because Wendy, mama, this wig, this little side piece moment, I don't know why you did that, sister. But you know, listen, we all have bad days. It's okay. Eddie, I, I can't. I just can't, y'all. She faces a total of 16 charges, including seven for felony false / misleading info fraud in excess of $300. 8 for misdemeanor on false misled info fraud in excess of $300, and a misdemeanor charge of a false statement to an officer, per the Carroll County Sheriff's Office Public Information Officer. Eddie, on the other hand, faces a total of 18 charges, including 9 for felony false misleading info fraud in excess of $300, 8 for misdemeanor on false / misled info fraud in excess of $300, and a misdemeanor charge of a false statement to an officer. The charges stem from a burglary the couple reported in April, which allegedly occurred while they were on a family vacation to Jamaica. At the time, Wendy claimed many designer bags and jewelry were stolen. However, per documents obtained by US Weekly on Friday, authorities noted that there was a screen with damage lying on the roof, and the window was not locked. And to go in or out of that window, one has to step on the toilet. The toilet lid was down and had no debris on it, the docs read. When Sheriff's Office personnel stepped onto the roof and back into the home, they tracked roof grit back inside. It continued. The Osefos had an ADT system and a Ring camera. The Osefos activated the ADT alarm system upon leaving for vacation. During the time they were away, there was no motion detected inside the residence. There was activity such as package deliveries on the Ring camera and was monitored remotely by the Osefos. The documents state that Eddie went to give statements to 2 insurance companies regarding a list of stolen items. He was asked whether any of the items on the list had been returned, which he denied. He was asked if he had any other insurance, but failed to disclose to home site and jewelers that he also made a claim with the traveler's insurance, the docs state, adding that Eddie and Wendy both signed statements claiming $2,500 for the building and $450,000 in property. Okay, that last sentence started to beat my ass a little bit. All right, y'all. Welcome, y'all. Come in the room and hit the like button for me, please. Please hit the like button, okay? Listen, can I just say this? Let me close out of this. Can I just say this about the people who brag about having all of these degrees and such? Wendy likes to do that. I also noticed that Funky Dineva likes to do it, right? And I just have this thing, right, with people who like to brag about having all of these degrees. Oh, I have 4 degrees. I'm so educated. Can I just say this? People with street smarts are smarter than this. Having street smarts is not the same thing as being book smart or academia smart. Like you honestly should, I mean, listen, it's everybody is not going to be set up in the same way to have both, right? But if you get the best of both worlds, that's amazing. I consider you to be blessed. But I just feel like for all of the listen, and I used to work at a hospital when I was much younger and used to interface with a lot of doctors, and there were so many times and instances where I would just be like, oh, common sense escapes you people. You have all of these degrees. You're supposed to be so smart, you're supposed to be so educated, but when God was handing out common sense, you weren't in line for that. If true, because again, I didn't want to be so quick to jump out the window and believe this, because my thing is like, these are very smart people. They do things by the book. They instill certain values in their children, or so we think. And then I'm learning that Wendy was born in Nigeria. So they're talking about the potential of them being deported. I'm like, y'all, this is too much. This is too much. This is honestly a lot. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at this press conference. Let's pull this up, honey. Reading people in situations is a true skill, and you can't buy that. Listen, why would you do this? I don't know. There's something to be said for this energy of keeping up with the Joneses, and Wendy gives me that, right? She gives, very insecure, very read the comments, after what Robin and Giselle said to her about Eddie following 200 booty models and getting some white lady at his firm pregnant. And then Wendy came back, she had her BBL, she had this and that. It then became about like, Wendy has to show you. She's going to show you. She's going to get her BBL. She's going to get some new wigs. She's going to get a stylist. She's going to get the best fashion. She's going to outdress all of you girls. Karen had some candles. She had to come out with a candle line. Then there was conversation about a restaurant. Then she came out with a book. Then it's just been so many things, that a YouTube channel that we don't hear of. It's just been so many things with Wendy that I just felt like she hasn't even kept up with. And then what do we know of like what Eddie has been up to outside of Happy Eddie? Because, I remember whenever she was in discussion with Peter Thomas about starting that restaurant, Or what venture was it where he just handed her a $50,000 check? Yeah, y'all. Okay. I've just been cycling in and out of so many thoughts throughout the day. So many things that have confused me about this. I'm just like, wow, wow. I didn't expect this at all. I really didn't expect it from Wendy and Eddie of all people, y'all. I'll be honest, if this is all true, I think this is so ridiculous. I think this is so stupid. This is so stupid, y'all. Like, okay, let's go ahead and get into this press conference really quick. My God, today. Oh, and then Candace had some thoughts and opinions that she shared before the rest of the information broke out. So we're going to get into that as well.
Is Carroll County State's Attorney Haven Shoemaker, and to his left is Mr. Alan Culver. He is special counsel to the Carroll County State's Attorney. We are here to announce the indictment and arrest of Wendy and Edward Osefo of the 1900 block of Turnberry Court in Finksburg, Maryland. Both Wendy and Edward are reality actors in the series The Real Housewives of Potomac, Maryland, which is filmed partially from their residence in Finksburg, Maryland, an hour away. On April 7th, 2024, at approximately 10:13 p.m., deputies responded to a residence in the 1900 block of Turnberry Court in Finksburg for a reported burglary. Edward Osefo called 911 to report the burglary. Edward and Wendy Osefo, both from Finksburg, live at that address, and they have 3 school-aged children. They reported that their home had been burglarized sometime between April 2nd and April 7th of 2024 while they were on vacation in Jamaica. The house would have been vacant at the time with no one house sitting. No one had a key to the residence, according to the Osefos. The Osefos claim that designer handbags and jewelry valued at more than $200,000 were missing from the primary residence bedroom upstairs. Responding patrol deputies handled the burglary according to policy and made contact with investigators with my major crimes unit to assist because of the dollar amount that was stolen. Crime scene investigators came to the scene the night of the report to process the scene for fingerprints, DNA, and anything of evidentiary value. And while I'm there, I want to thank the state police. They actually responded, and the superintendent of the state police, Colonel Butler, I want to thank him for working with us on the case and providing resources. It should be noted that the residence does have interior and exterior surveillance cameras. None of the cameras picked up any motion or indicated a breach inside of the house.
Y'all, I just had to pause on that really quick because can I just say there were motion sensors inside, outside. Y'all decided to cook up this scheme where it's like, okay, we're going to go to Jamaica and we're going to report all of this stolen jewelry. Excuse me? Girl.
House. Cameras also did not pick up any suspicious activity outside of the residence during the time the Osefos were away from the residence. Detectives also checked surveillance cameras from neighbors. No evidence of a break-in or suspicious activity was noted at the Osefos' residence. Patrol deputies and detectives found no signs of forced entry or physical evidence of a burglary, such as footprints, fingerprints, or any entry point.
Okay, I'm sorry, but when y'all made this report, didn't y'all think that they was going to investigate this? Like, I just can't get beyond, I can't make it past like how fucking stupid this is, if true. This is so ridiculous, y'all. And I just want y'all to understand like how absurd it is to me, and just how sometimes we give people the benefit of the doubt because I wouldn't imagine that somebody would cook up a scheme like insurance fraud to this extent. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow.
Point. The Osefos alleged that the burglar came in through a second-story window into the master bedroom. There was no evidence inside the residence that someone made an attempt to get into the residence through that particular window. No evidence indicated that anyone attempted to enter the house. The bedroom upstairs where the theft occurred was ransacked. The mattress was thrown off of the bed onto the floor to give an indication that a burglary did occur. Initial responding deputies.
Y'all, they went in there and shuffled some shit around. So it looks like they just shuffled some things around the room. They only thought about it in terms of, okay, how can we make it look like somebody ran through here? But just like the actual act of somebody coming in to burglarize your home, if you ever watch like any show that has to do with detective work, they always go to the site of the scene. They're looking for crumbs on the floor. They're looking for footprints. They're looking for certain things. They're looking at the windows. They're looking at shit that you wouldn't even think to look at. Like if you ever watch The Wire or SVU or like damn near anything, True Detective, anything that has police work in it, detective work in it, there's a process. Y'all don't even stage this right.
Again called our investigators because of the high dollar amount that was stolen. After the initial report, following days, we made contact with 3 separate insurance companies that the Osefos used to insure their property, which is common with this loss that this type of loss that detectives actually communicate with insurance companies to share information. In the days following the initial report, the Osefos contacted detectives several times to provide additional information about the alleged burglary, evidence, and missing items. They also reported the loss to their insurance company. Again, the Osefos alleged and claimed that just over $200,000 in items were stolen from the burglary. Weeks after the alleged burglary, detectives discovered Mrs. Osefo had posted photos on social media wearing jewelry that matched items she had reported stolen, specifically a diamond anniversary band.
Wow. Yes, please hit the like button, y'all. I need y'all to hit that like button for real. Y'all, the level of stupidity, I can't. Can I say something about this right here, Kid Cruddy? Baby, they investigate for simple. Okay, this was actually a note that I literally have in my notes. Okay, when you get into a car accident, I got into a car accident back in 2017, and you have to be so careful of what you post on social media. You have to, they are watching everything. A claim of this size, baby, they're going to be watching you like a hawk. Do you understand that? Girl, why y'all telling Aaliyah bye? Let me see what she's saying. Child. Okay.
Detectives were provided receipts by the Osefos for the loss of items that they had purchased dating as far back as 2018. On those receipts were email addresses. We'd become suspicious that this was a false claim. On those receipts were email addresses, which detectives authored search and seizure warrants that they could access both the Osefos email accounts to attempt to acquire more evidence. The emails provided additional evidence that indicated this was a fraudulent claim.
Y'all, emails were exchanged. Emails. Eddie sent Wendy emails as if to say, hey, like, what else can we add to this so we can max out this insurance claim? What? Y'all,
Specifically, Edward's communication with Wendy, and I quote, "Are there additional high-value items we can add to this inventory list? I'm trying to get the total to exceed $423,000, which is our policy maximum."
an actual fucking paper trail. I'm sorry. You're supposed to be a lawyer. So that means you know the law and you know it well. Why would you think that you could get away with a claim, a fraudulent claim, to this degree? Baby, Auntie Kim, this is the one right here, because I definitely thought about this. Emailing someone you live with, creating an unnecessary paper trail is beyond stupid. Why are you emailing the motherfucker that lives under your roof, that sleeps in your bed? My head is spinning too, Raina. You don't even got to be the smartest bitch in the world to even know that that shit is dumb. Baby, let me tell you something. One thing I don't play with is fraud. Maybe that's the one. Listen. Don't play around with that shit, y'all. Aaliyah, shut up. Are you talking about the encrypted messages? I'm screaming. That's what the corrupt politicians use. Y'all are so funny.
Over the next several months, detectives worked diligently to verify the information provided and to locate the reported stolen property. It was later confirmed that Mrs. Osefo had returned several of those same items valued at over $20,000 to the place that she originally purchased prior to the alleged burglary.
Okay, did y'all catch that? So he's saying that apparently Wendy had already returned these items that were reported stolen. They were returned to the store. So you are reporting items that you returned down to Neiman, down to Saks, down to Nordstrom. Girl, Eddie's family didn't want them together. Listen. Oh, Logan, the security camera footage that they are going to have in court of her returning items is going to be crazy. I would not be surprised, if they were able to pull some tapes on that. This, Janelle Harvey, absolutely. I was having this discussion earlier with my friend, and I'm just like, this is it. It's hubris. Because what like you're just high on your own fumes at this point. Like you are so gassed that you think that you can really get away with this. Oh my God. Y'all, so here's the thing too. As an aside, because I had worked on a video yesterday when I had got back in from the dentist. I had recorded like a 10-minute video about Brooke Ashley and Wendy, because Brooke Ashley, in her first episode of her recap for Potomac had told us that she went to a Bravo event, and she and Wendy had talked for a little bit, and then they went on to take a picture together. And Wendy said to her, "You're mean." And Brooke is like, "Well, what do you mean?" And Wendy is like, "Well, my people told me that you were saying mean things about me and whatever, and said it in front of Brooke's mother and everything." And so I was originally coming to report that because Wendy, when Brooke asked her, like, "Hey, can you give me some facts and examples?" Wendy was just like, "Oh, my people watch you. I don't watch you." And I just thought that was so stupid because I'm like, you're a person with 4 degrees. Wouldn't common sense tell you to go and look at her channel and verify for yourself, considering the ways in which Brooke Ashley has rode for you and Candace over the years? So I was just like, what? Originally, I was coming down here to talk about that with y'all. And then this happened, and I was like, okay. More dumb stuff. More stupid stuff. Oh. Is it better now? I'm sorry, y'all. Oh no. The sound is lagging. Ay, ay, ay. Can y'all, oh, it's still messed up? Damn. Can y'all hear this?
We can see as far back as 2018 and several items that have been purchased in 2018 and receipts supplied to the insurance company.
Can y'all hear that? Okay. It's fine now. Okay, cool. All right. Ooh, got scared for a second there. Thank y'all so much for being here with me. Listen, it is 100 of y'all in this room. Can I please get 90 likes? Again, I don't ask y'all for no money. Please hit that like button to give your girl a push in the algorithm. That is all I ask, okay? Listen, I know I got to sing for my supper just like everybody else in these YouTube streets, and I have no problem doing that, okay? But I just need y'all to hit that like button for me, okay? I really appreciate y'all. Oh, Lord. How's it now?
Only those items had been returned to the purchaser or to the store that she purchased.
I wonder if it's because I have this up in the background. You can hear me, but it's a little off. That's so, why is it cutting up now? Okay, let's see.
Purchased them from during the window in 2018 of the return policy, meaning if it was a 90-day return policy back in 2018, she actually returned those items within that 90-day period. Those receipts were supplied to us, and those receipts were supplied to her insurance company and were alleged by the Osefos to be stolen in the original burglary.
Did y'all hear that? Why is it on the news? Because it's high profile. It's a high profile case, and these people are on TV. Can y'all hear me now? Oh, okay. Mute my mic. Okay.
Based on a thorough investigation conducted by detectives in my office in coordination with the Carroll County State's Attorney's Office, it became clear that the Osefos fabricated the burglary and filed a false report attempting to fraud their insurance company. Grand jury, which returned indictments against both Edward and Wendy Osefo on multiple counts of fraud and false reporting. Both individuals were located and taken into custody at their Turnberry Court address on the afternoon of October 9th, yesterday, by the Carroll County Sheriff's Office. Deputies executed a search and seizure warrant at the residence during the arrest. An additional 15 items that were believed to be reported stolen by the Osefos during the initial report were also located during that search and seizure warrant. Those items included jewelry and high-end handbags. The Osefos were booked into the Carroll County Detention Center and later released on $50,000. I'd like to acknowledge the work that my office office did, Detective Richie Harbaugh. My detectives, they're just absolutely amazing. Richie's one of the finest detectives on the planet. High praise for him. Also, the Carroll County State's Attorney's Office, Mr. Shoemaker, Mr. Culver, and Melissa Hawkins. What do you got? Anything?
What was it that initially made you suspicious again? Can you describe what was it that, I mean, was it when your officers went and saw no damage to the house, or was it when they started digging into this morgue?
I think a little of both, because we responded there with patrol deputies, which is customary for a response like that. But when patrol deputies got there and started walking around and looking at the evidence, they immediately called investigators who showed up at the scene, primarily because it was a dollar amount issue. But when deputies got there, cops do, and detectives like them, were a little suspicious when they got there, but they started working it like a traditional burglary. So they were treating it like it was a real burglary. As they started to navigate the next couple of weeks, starting to speak with the insurance companies and share information, they became more suspicious that this may be a fraudulent claim or a fabricated incident. But it was really when a couple of weeks later they saw some of the, they specifically the ring that the state attorney mentions, the diamond wedding band that they observed in a social media post. That is when they started realizing that this was likely a fabricated burglary or a false insurance claim.
Is it common that a burglar would enter a second?
But I think that in answer to your question, I've seen this particular residence. It would be extraordinarily difficult to get up to that second story and go through a bathroom off of the master bedroom to get into the residence. If a burglar knew exactly what they were looking for, they would have just kicked in the front door or found another entry point, path of least resistance, and that certainly wasn't the path of least resistance to get in there. There was really nothing that indicated around the window that anybody had come into the residence. We did note that the grass had just recently been cut. My detectives actually traveled up the side, walked out on the roof, and walked back into the bathroom, only to track stuff inside into the bathroom, asphalt from their shoes or debris. And I'm pretty sure the burglar didn't take a broom and clean up after themselves, if they in fact tossed the room like was stated.
Baby, that last bit had me fucking screaming. I'm pretty sure the burglar didn't take a broom and clean up after himself, nigga. I'm sorry, that's comedy. Like, what?
Staged during the burglary. So, a lot of those things just we picked up on, but again, we treated it like it was a burglary and followed the evidence until we found out that this was likely a false report.
So I was trying to understand how much of these items they collected on insurance company and from the stores.
I believe that's the case, and okay. I believe they tried to file claims with there were 3 separate insurance companies that they used to insure specific items, and I believe they tried to claim specifically the diamond wedding band twice. They did get paid out, as the state attorney said, for the diamond wedding band, which was a little over $25,000.
Y'all, they got paid out for that diamond band, $25,000, and then they went to make an additional claim. What? Listen. Hey. Listen, can I just say this? When you hit a lick, know when to stop. If you hit that lick, just let it be. Let it rock. This is just, girl.
We believe we have that diamond wedding band after we executed the search procedure warrant yesterday.
What did they tell you? Did they make statements or
They've made no statements to us whatsoever. The only information that we've gotten from the SFOs is their recorded statements to the insurance companies.
And were they in any financial despair or problems, or do you know why this may have happened? Obviously, it was a financial.
I don't know. You can only speculate that they were in some financial issues. You know, we do know that they were still filming out of the residence for this particular reality show. And that was active. I think they were in season 10, I believe. I don't watch the show, so I can only tell you what my detectives are telling me. So, do you watch the show?
Yes, I've seen it, but I don't.
You don't want to
watch
admit it? Okay. What else do you have?
I think that's about it. I don't know where this goes from here. I mean, it goes through the normal
Sure, because
prosecutorial process.
yeah, it goes right to the circuit court, and the state attorney's office will then, they'll do a lot of pretrial stuff prior to this case actually going to a trial, if that's however it is.
I can tell you right now that there's a hearing on counsel where you're apprised of your right to an attorney and that sort of thing. It's tentatively scheduled for November 7th.
And the issue about the diamond, it was earrings you found on social media or
It was a ring,
a ring?
yeah, wedding band that she
How did that come about? Was that, were you just scouring social media for matches or? How did
Well, I mean, they're on social media an awful lot. So, I mean, they're basically living their life on social media or on TV. I think because we became suspicious, and I do believe that the insurance companies became suspicious as well, their investigators start to scour social media and look at specific items that Mrs. Osefo regularly wore, and it wouldn't have been difficult to see some of those items on her after this incident took place.
You think her status might have contributed to the investigation? I mean, had it just been a normal housewife, would she have been discovered in this manner, you think, or would this have just flown right through?
No, I don't think we would have treated it any differently at all. I mean, it was a high dollar amount that they were alleging that was stolen. And so if there was in fact someone burglarizing residents in that particular area or any area of the county, we would have treated it that way. You know, crime in this county is very, very low. And so my detectives, when they get a case like this, will work it very diligently to find whoever burglarized the residence. But if in fact we believe that it's a false report, we'll investigate the same way. So I don't care if she's a real housewife, fake housewife, or whatever she is, we would have handled it the same way regardless of who she was.
Finally, you mentioned the charges that she was facing. Is he facing the same charges?
Correct, yeah.
Well, they're a little different because he is facing 9 counts of insurance fraud.
Okay.
And let me put my glasses back on. 9 counts of insurance fraud, 8 counts of conspiracy to commit insurance fraud, and 1 count of false statement to a police officer.
And that was regarding which statement?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's, okay.
Good afternoon.
Y'all, that man said, we don't give a damn if you're a real housewife or a fake housewife. We're going to investigate it either way. I said, I know that's right. Listen, they got to do their jobs. I mean, with a claim that big, what does it matter if you're a housewife or just a regular Joe Smo, you know, from up the street? It don't matter. 400, if you trying to max out your claim, it's like they're gonna look into it. If they're gonna look into a little car accident, they're gonna look into your claims that somebody broke into your house, baby, especially in a place where they have such low crime. Like, girl, listen. Oh, my Lord, have its mercy. Okay, y'all. So it's a couple of other things, right? I want to get, yeah. Federal. Listen, yeah, he does. He's old nasty reader. you know, might be one of the girls low key. Okay. Or he might have like a queen in his family that, you know, because he was reading. Child. Okay. Let's get into something else really quick that I wanted to talk about that it kind of did annoy me. I'm not even going to hold y'all. Like, this kind of annoyed me when I saw it. I want to share this clip of y'all where Candace, before she got all of the information, right? Which I understand, you know what I'm saying? I was telling y'all earlier, I spoke to this a little bit at the beginning of the live. When I heard this, the way TMZ originally reported this, that original article, it ain't hit on shit. It didn't give enough information. I'm like the person where I'm not going to jump on the story without all the information. I need more information to make up my mind, to form a real opinion. I'm not going to just believe some shit. Here I am thinking, oh, they're being targeted. I don't know if y'all ever saw this show. It's on Netflix called Ozark. But it's like the family who's been there for the longest, they feel like this new family is encroaching on their shit. And it's like, we're going to take you out. That's like anybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like, okay, they're doing really well in this cannabis business. Somebody is trying to, like, I'm all over the place, right? But anyway, Candace made a statement before all of the information came out, like it literally broke while she was on the news. So let's just get into what Candace had to say really quick. Oh, wait, let me see what y'all are saying in these comments, honey. Also, Carroll County is Clanville. They def gonna be all in their black business. Ooh, I did not know that. Thank you for sharing that bit of perspective, Janelle. I appreciate you, boo. Oh my Lord. All right, let's get into what Candace had to say really quick. This annoyed me a little bit, and I will share why in just a sec.
Fraud charges. It's literally just into our newsroom. I know that you're good girlfriends with her, Candace. According to the documents so far, TMZ obtained, the star is facing 16 charges, including 7 felonies. Osefo has been charged with falsely misleading info in her, we don't know where the $300 comes in, but it involves $300.
Excessive of $300.
Yes, and she also faces 1 misdemeanor count of making a false statement to police. You know, that's very serious. The couple were booked last night in Westminster, Maryland, in Carroll County. She's been on The Real Housewives for 5 years. Our first listen, Candace, what are you thinking?
I am floored. I am shocked. I'm sad. You know, it feels to me, we've just, gone through the Karen Huger of it all. Karen just came home. Karen paid her debt to society, but one might opine that, perhaps Karen was made an example of. And I am now, as I'm literally just getting this news with you all.
First of all, no, she didn't pay her debt to society, because her debt to society would have been 1 year. She did 6 months. Nobody made an example of Karen. Karen made an example of herself because she got her drunk ass up and got behind the wheel and did it on multiple occasions. Did it multiple times. So stop this. And then it's just very odd to me the way that Candace is, and listen, maybe she let it go, but to me, it's like a bitch who was trying to get me fired from my job. I'm not going to go up for you in public. I mean, if anything, I might not say, whatever, but I'm not going to go up for you and ride for you and, do all of this ass kissing in public. It's ridiculous. Candace told Karen to go to hell, and Karen went to HR. She tried to get you fired, and you sitting up here talking absolute nonsense. Candace, stop this girl.
Oh, that's my first thought is $300 and we're arresting a mother and a father, business owners, entrepreneurs. We don't know what the charges are for, but we know that the Osefos have a very successful marijuana business. They are providing jobs and opportunities for people of color in the area, in the DMV. And so my first thought is, are they being targeted? Is this something that we should be thinking about? And I obviously I know the Osefos. I know their children. I know her family, and I'm heartbroken. Like I'm shaking because we're just finding this. I can't imagine.
When was the last time you spoke with Dr. Wendy?
Very recently, like we text all the time. So she never let on that anything was wrong. I know Eddie and Chris were just speaking via text. So I'm shocked. And it just feels like someone is out to get the girls. Like how are two women from the same show that features African-American women in the climate we're living in today, where people are being picked up and snatched off the street for frivolous nonsense. I would like to see everything before I make my final thoughts.
TMZ did say more.
Candace, sister, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. No, that's not it. That's not it. Now, with the Wendy situation, I understand, again, given the little bit of information TMZ gave us, they just threw in a little something about $300. I was like, what does this mean? Like, I need more context. What do you mean in excess of $300? What are we talking about? Right? But don't say somebody's targeting the girls. Nobody targeted Karen. Talking about, two women from this African-American show. Karen got behind that motherfucking wheel like it was motherfucking Mario Kart. Karen thought that it was Too Fast, Too Furious. Karen thought she was motherfucking Speed Racer with a stomach full of Stella Rossa. It was Top Gear. It was Tokyo Drift. It was Too Fast, Too Furious. It was Speed Racer. Stop it. Like, she was not nobody's targeting the girls. So why are you doing this? You know, Mario Kart, when you get the little ding, 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 ding. Listen, I just imagine Karen going down that street, like, tearing the motherfucking streets up. That lady was not targeted. Didn't nobody hold her mouth open and force alcohol down her throat and put her body in a car. Nigga, I'm screaming. I'm fucking screaming. Karen thought it was motherfucking bumper cars. Nigga, I'm fucking screaming. Oh, y'all are dumb. Y'all are dumb, okay? Listen. Rose, this is what I had in my notes. Miss George Washington's concubine? Miss, you're poor and white? My family owns all this. She ate with your poor and white. I ain't gonna hold you. She chewed that one a little bit. But girl, Miss Poor and White, Miss Talking Greasy to the cops. Candace, listen. Sometimes, like, it's okay to just say, listen, I don't have all of the information and I really don't know what to make of this. It doesn't seem like this is in alignment with what I know in terms of their character. You know, I'm praying for the family and the kids. Y'all, that's who I feel the worst for, is them children. Like, y'all, I just thought of something. Remember, in the last season, whenever she went to lunch with her mother, and remember her mom was harassing her about sending an allowance. Oh my God. So Wendy is taking care of her family. She's taking care of her money. They probably taking care of their whole family, because that mammy doesn't work. She's getting plastic surgery. She's getting, her skin bleached. Hey, hot commodity. What's up, baby? I saw you earlier. I waved to you, but I wanted to personally say hi to you. Hi, boo. Ciao. Anyway, I feel like do I have another clip? Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Y'all, I'm going to play this. Should I play it? I don't want these girls to demonetize my video. Let me see some. Let me just see some. Don't hate the girls. All right. So, you know what? I won't play it because I don't want to play around with Bravo. I don't got time to play around with Bravo. Okay. Yes, Dr. Brianna. This is what I wanted to tell y'all right here. This was what I wanted to pull up. But I'm just going to show y'all instead. Now, this gagged me. Wendy's wife swap episode has now been pulled by Bravo, according to Variety. So I was going to play a little bit of, let's play it without sound. Let's just do that. Okay. But I said, oh my God. Like, they're pulling so if y'all pulling wife swap, oh wait, is my reception good? Can y'all hear me? My thing is, if you're pulling wife swap, are y'all gonna pull down all of Potomac? Like, it's other housewives involved. Why are y'all pulling that? If anything, it would bring y'all more ratings. It would bring more views. Like, this is one thing that really didn't make sense to me, right? Because you got criminals like Teresa Giudice coming back and doing Ultimate Girls Trip and getting back on the show and whatever. So I know there's space for criminals. I know there's space for criminals. So how come Wendy's episode is getting pulled? Wow. Oh, wow. Apparently they are re-editing the mid-season trailer and possibly the episodes. Y'all, wow. I saw the cameras. I also saw they had cameras up filming on emergency episode with Ashley and Giselle. My Lord, have its mercy. You know, I thought about that. I was like, yo, Ashley and Giselle are going to have a motherfucking field day with this. Wow. Wow. This is insane. Yeah. That was the other thing I saw that I wanted to speak to. And then I just, before I get out of here, because I gotta make dinner, I gotta finish this commission, y'all. I have so much to do this weekend. Anyway, wow. So predictions. That's what I wanted to talk about really quick. Where is this season gonna go? Like how because you know they're good for that. They will edit some shit after, you know what I'm saying? Like they will pull it and go back and re-edit. So like I just wonder like how much is gonna be cut. Like here's the thing. I feel like Wendy should be invited back to tell her story, to be accountable if this is true. I just feel like given Wendy's personality and just the way she has showed up traditionally, I would hope that she would show up accountable. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like, the right thing to do would be to put it off on Eddie or try, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like wondering how this is going to be played. Now, I did see that there are people made a statement that, of course, they want everybody to respect their privacy at this time, which, we all expected that. But I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Go get that tarot deck. You're hilarious. Should I pull a card? I also feel bad for the family Wendy swapped with. Yeah. Smiling in the mugshots. Yeah. Wendy had disabled her comments earlier today on IG. Yeah, she oughta. Because the thing with Kiarna too, and I was saying this in my review that I just didn't feel like Kiarna was giving good examples for Wendy. I don't feel like she was articulating herself in a way that we could really see what it is she was speaking to, right? But I also didn't want to dismiss Kay's claims that Wendy was acting funny style and, whatever else. Because I just feel like, I don't know, there were times when I felt like Wendy would have showed up for Candace in a certain way. But then again, I'm like, I don't know does Wendy consider these girls her friends or does she treat them like coworkers? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I still had my good eye on Wendy. I still had my good eye on her, even though I didn't think that Kay was giving good examples. I'm like, I know Wendy be on some shit. And can I speak to something else? And I was going to speak to this in my next review, Hannah God. But something that I wanted to bring up was sometimes, and I've spoken about this on Atlanta, sometimes I have a hard time with the fandom when I come down here and speak to the things that I see, because I feel like the fan fave always gets a pass. It's like nobody expects you to call out the fan fave on anything. Wendy has become a fan fave. Let's just be real about this. Let's just face it. She has become a fan fave on the heels of Giselle and Robin and Mia viciously going after her, right? The issue of colorism has left a very nasty stain on this franchise in particular, right? So whereas where Wendy came in from the very beginning, I felt like a lot of people really just did not like her. I, would like her at times. And then there were times where I'd be like, like I could take her or leave her. You know what I'm saying? I didn't dislike her, but also I wasn't like, oh, I'm like this huge Wendy fan. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people did not like her at all. I understood why. You know what I'm saying? And then all of this shit happened with Giselle and Mia and Robin and the way they treated her. And so I think that the audience kind of just wanted to shield her. And then she started coming in with the fashions, and, you know, she has a beautiful family. And so it just became like this thing of, oh, she's a fashion girl. Oh, we love to look at her family. But what else? Right? Everybody on these shows has a role. Giselle is the villain on this show. Mia was like the bimbo of this show, kind of like one of the blondes, like a Portia. Stacy is now replacing Mia, right? Not so much of a bimbo, but more like one of the blondes, right? Ashley is the carrier. She's gonna go back and carry the mess. Karen, the grande dame, she is like the mother, the house mother. She's supposed to be the voice of reason, right? Wendy never really fell quite into a role. She never had like a space. It's like you're trying to be the voice of reason, but then you also kind of being messy. Then you're also taking sides in spaces where you don't need to be taking sides. Like Wendy just never found her groove and her bag on this show, in my opinion, right? So she always lingered in this space of nice fashions, beautiful woman. I love to look at her. Family's beautiful. But in terms of personality, I would be confused. I'm like, what are we going up for? Right. Archetypes. Exactly, Aaliyah. So, you know, we could never really pick up on what Wendy was like trying to put down on this show. It just gave me Insecure. It just gave me somebody who's trying to keep up with the Joneses, keep up appearances, you know. Listen, I'm not saying that, because I saw in the comments earlier, somebody was saying, oh, well, you know, everybody was, you know, getting on Giselle for saying this and that about her BBL. The thing was, you know, people are allowed to have a glow up after they get a little bit of money. You get a little bit of money. It's a lot of people that will go out and spend $15K on a BBL. Not me personally. Like, I would just, you know, build a gym at home, you know, get my teeth fixed, you know, like everybody has different priorities, you know what I'm saying? But you get a bag, you're going to glow up in some way, you know. This is what we expect, you know? So I just felt like they kind of were going hard at her in that space, but it just, Wendy is the person that reads the comments. Wendy is the person who's very insecure, and, you know, this is just sad, y'all. This is just sad. And the other thing that I'm like trying to like form the words for is a conversation that I constantly have, but like this whole thing of when people try to make designer and luxury their personality, we see a lot on social media, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like Tia did it, not Tia, Angel did it a little bit on the first episode of Potomac. She's like, we offer luxury hiking experiences. And that's people's way of trying to sell you something. You know what I'm saying? But we are literally in a depression right now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like with this whole conversation about luxury and designer and this and that, like, it's just, sometimes I want people to read the room a little bit more. Like, luxury and designer and having nice things cannot be your personality. It cannot be all there is to a person. The soft life, black girl luck stuff, like, listen, I get it. Sure. But is that all there is? Like, we just have to be a little bit more creative, in my opinion. Why does everybody have to tack luxury onto their shit? You can say you want to give an elevated hiking experience. And to me, that would just open up your space so much to so many different crowds and people. And, you know, So many different people that you can service, but luxury, just like, I don't know. I have a thing about that word. I have a thing about that, you know, I didn't fully explain that to y'all in the episode, in my recap, but I just have, it's one of my triggers because I'm like, okay. It's been ingrained in the culture for a while. Exactly. Exactly. And I'm just like, y'all, it's just getting old to me. I didn't realize so many people thought that Wendy was fake. Yeah. I mean, in terms of lane and archetype she occupies, I'm sorry, I missed something here. Her whole personality changed as well. That's why Nikki came to the reunion and said Giselle's questions were valid. Was that season 6? The season that Mia came in? Because I truthfully did not watch that season. I did not watch that season. This makes me worried that Giselle will become more coloristic after this. It's going to pop out more for sure. Yeah, she just, you know, she going to get her activated for damn sure. You know what I'm saying? But I did see, you know, the colorism. I did feel like it was, and I stand on that. I still feel like Giselle went after her in ways that I just felt like was very unnecessary. But yeah, I just feel like Wendy has had this shield around her from that colorism conversation, and it's made people afraid to point things out or say, like, you know, Wendy is acting haughty or snooty, or like, you know, she's got her ass up on her shoulders, because she does act like that sometimes. She does. She does. Exactly. Two things can absolutely be true at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, y'all. But anyway, listen. You know, we'll stay updated with each other with further developments. I want to thank y'all so much for joining me on this Friday night, this impromptu live. I had to get it together. I had to get my shit together. I had to do my nails. Okay. She had to do her nails. They're a little bit longer than how I'm used to having them, but I don't mind. You know, it's spooky season, like it's giving like that little Morticia moment, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining. If you're catching the replay, definitely hit the like button for me. I love y'all so much. Be safe this weekend, okay? Don't commit any fraud. Sometimes it's okay to get your ass up and go to work. Get your ass up and go to work. Get up and go to work. Yes. Thank you, Elren. It's like that red with like a little bit of brown in it. It's so good. I'm being silly. All right. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. I really wanted to get in the streets this weekend, y'all. But it looks like it's going to rain. It looks like it's gonna storm for most of the weekend. Y'all, look at this. Can y'all see that? I'm just a few subscribers away from 6K. So I might not end up celebrating till next weekend. I'm gonna go live for 6K. Y'all know we gotta celebrate. We gotta pop champagne. Oh, pop champagne. Oh. It's Atlanta Pride this weekend. Yo, shout out to Atlanta. Shout out to the homosexuals, the LGBTQIA family. I put the B in LGBT, honey. So shout out to us. Thank you, Jameer. Almost there. Almost there. Thank y'all so much. All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here for real. I love y'all. Have a good night. Mwah. Bye.